All right, so today we're gonna use a 6440 voltage synthesizer. It's a three-phase unit. What we're gonna do today is power up a meter. Okay, so the box here, and it's got power cords. It's got two power cords here. One to use a standard 120 volt socket, and this cord can be used to get power from the cartridge. Okay, we're gonna use this. Set it aside. So to operate the unit, okay, it's got a voltage cable set in it. We're gonna plug in this cable here. Power cord, and then we're gonna turn it on. Flip the switch on the side, and we're gonna wait for about 20 seconds for a successful boot up. It will make a beep, and this light will come on. Okay, so that indicates that the unit successfully booted up. So what we can do is grab our voltage cable set, just line up the color codes, red, yellow, blue, and black for the neutral. Okay, so I'm gonna connect these dolphin clips to the test switch. The same process. We're gonna line up the color codes. Red for phase A, red, yellow for phase B, blue for VC, and black for the neutral. Okay. Now it's connected. This is a 9S meter. The voltage it can go to is 120 to 480 volts, and we're gonna select the voltage through the rotary switch. In this case, I'm gonna use 120 240, and I'm gonna turn on the button. I'm gonna press that button there. And as you can see, it's powering up the meter. That's really it. So this is a three-phase voltage source. Each phase is capable of generating 100 VA per phase. That means it's line to neutral. Okay, so we have here a setup of an intertie meter test. So let's just pretend this is an intertie meter in a substation somewhere, and we're gonna use the 6440 voltage synthesizer to power up the meter, and then use the 6330 to do a 6330 measures the voltage and the current of the accuracy of the meter. Okay, so the first step is we would connect these voltage cable set. I'm just going to line it up with the test switch. Put it on top. Red, yellow, blue, and black. Okay. The voltage cable set is on, and then we're gonna insert the current duckbills. Make sure red is on top. On the top side, we're gonna insert that in. Red, yellow. This is B, phase B, and then phase C. Okay, and then we're gonna grab these jumpers. We're gonna jumper it out. That in there. Okay. On top, the same way. One at the bottom. on top here. Okay, and the last one is the blue one. Okay. Yep. So we got our voltage cable set, we got our current duct bills in, we jumper it out, make sure that they are done right, like this, the bottom and the top, like so. And the last item for the setup is grab our optical probe on the meter. Okay, it looks good. So we're gonna power it on using the 6440. We pick voltage config through the rotary switch. And then, okay, we're gonna turn it on. We can see it's powering up the meter. Okay, and so in here, we turn on the 6330. Okay, there's the beep as well. I'm just gonna click enter. It tells something about calibration. So in here, we're gonna run a test. We're gonna run a manual test, and then we're gonna pick a meter test. And in this case, I'm gonna look at the meter. The test amp, I'm looking for the test amperage. In this case, the TA is 2.5 amps. The KH is 1.8. So in here, the TA is 2.5, that's good. The KH is already set to 1.8. And then we're gonna select the test loads, 1.8. I'm gonna click next. How do I do that? 1.8. And then where do I click next, Carla? Okay.
Make sure this is all line is ready. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, enter.
Remove. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, and then we click pulse align just to make sure it's got a pulse. Just to make sure that 6330 reads a pulse from the unit. Okay, we're seeing a pulse. That's good, meaning it's okay. And so now we can run the test. I'm just gonna click yes, blank site detected. I did not enter a site. So now it's 6330's stabilizing. Test is in progress. We can see here the voltage, we can see the current, the 6330. Okay. The test passed. That's really it. Okay, so this is a handheld and optional accessory for 6440. And what basically this handheld do is like a remote control. So we can turn on, we can pick the voltage, custom voltage or preset voltage using this handheld. So we just powered on the unit. The unit is connected through an HDMI cable, and in here, this is the UI. So what we're gonna do is try the custom setup. Okay, so in here, it's a touch screen, so I can edit it to a specific voltage. Let's just say we want a voltage of 80 volts for VA, and on VB, let's just make a random number, 95. And then, yeah, that's it. We can turn it on. So if we click that, so it's displaying voltage is active right now. And you can see in the 6330, it's reading the voltage. So it's reading 80, 95, and 120, which matches here. And so in here as well, in the handheld, there is a metrology section where you can see the numbers. Okay, so that's the same number that's displayed on the 6330, except the 6330 is highly accurate. Okay, and here we got a bunch of stuff. Like if you wanna, that's the voltage. If you wanna see phasors, it's here. If you wanna check the waveform, that's helpful. And yeah, to turn off the amplifier, we just click output off, and that was for the custom. For the preset, we can do the same thing. These are the preset voltage configuration. So in the preset, we can also do that here. If I want to be distant at the site, and I feel comfortable just using the handheld, I can do that. So I'm gonna turn 69120Y, and as you can see, it's blinking, and the LED here, the red LED is displaying a solid light. I'm gonna turn it off and go to separate voltage switch, and okay. Yeah, that's really it for the handheld. Thank you.